Hello everybody and welcome to today's video where the wait is finally over. The long anticipated wait, at least for me anyways, because nobody had no idea that this was happening until today. I'll just rip the band-aid off. Today I introduce to you my third born child, Ice of Hell. So yes, I know, literally already starting off with a bang. This is my newest book. See, my name is on it. That's our logo, that's one of them. But yeah, today I'm just gonna be going through it with you guys. Not going through it completely, because eventually I want to do a video essay on it because I think it would be so fun to do that. But as of right now, I just want to take you through the details of the cover, the spine, and the back cover, and show you a little bit of iconic moments from inside. So I'm very excited, and let's get into it. So then we are moving into the cover. So the front cover, there's not as much going on here as Deeper Than Blood Revamped. Every cover going I would say starting from Haunting Spot going on into the future, there has been some kind of little secret Easter egg. There's not much going on here. I think this the Ice of Hell logo, one of the two, or I guess one of the three, one of them is kind of hidden here. It's not as hidden as in the manuscript, which, side note, I want to start showing what the manuscript looked like for these books, or for my books, and then what the final cover is. I think the final cover turned out so good compared to the manuscript. So basically the manuscript was a lot different, like I just said, but one of the main differences here was the coloring of the wording. Let me get the manuscript so I can put them side by side. Okay, so this is what the manuscript was, and this is what the final copy was. I will leave you guys to decide which one looks better. I hope you're gonna say this one looks better. But yeah, also you can see that there's a size difference, but on this one the letters are I wanted to go for a dark blue moment to match the logo, but it didn't print out that way, so I'm glad I changed it to the traditional colors of Ice of Hell, and just kind of steered away from this dark purple, which I wanted it to be a navy blue. But regardless, let's get back into it. So the cover basically just is self-explanatory. You can tell right off the bat it's a motorcycle story, and I guess I will read the back to you guys so you actually know what we're talking about. So this is the back, just really quick. So let me read it to you. The story of how a legacy was created. It was Killer and Manny against the world until Manny's world got turned upside down. After Killer, his best friend's death, Manny's world was hollow. Everything he had ever hoped for had been taken away from him. That was until a new co-worker came into the picture, Alan. Alan was an angel in disguise. Even though he was a former member of the most famous motorcycle gang, this was the light that Manny needed to get a new perspective on life. Alan's stories came as an inspiration to what Manny's life could still be. Manny dusted off his old bike and found himself at a hidden bar in Ashland, Oregon. From there, everything happened faster than the speed of light. Who would have thought that three strangers who got into a bar fight with each other, he would eventually find love and even fame. From that day on, hell freezed over and Ice of Hell was born. This new chapter of Manny's life was filled with love, lust, and lies. You know what they say, the only way from up is down. As soon as everything looked bright, that's when the storm cloud hovered over and the fate of Ice of Hell, a new modern legacy, was at stake. So basically, this is a story of how the legacy was born, and I actually put in the back of the book a little kind of disclaimer, because I just I wanted to skip all the criticism that I know it would get from this, so I'm just gonna read that to you guys really quickly, and so you guys can keep that in mind if you decide to pick this up and read it. As we approach the end of the story, I will keep you wondering what happens next. With Deeper Than Blood, I told you the continuation of what happened after the story ended, but we never saw how the dealer and his family formed. Ice of Hell tells us how they came to be but doesn't go into additional trips as a group. I will leave that up for interpretation. The purpose of this story was to tell the story behind a name. I could have easily released the brand last year, but something would have been missing if it didn't have a story to go with it. Quite frankly, I feel I lived this entire journey with the characters. Some may read this story and think this was a slow build where there was a lot of useless information. Everything in this story was important and related back to it in some way. Ice of Hell as a whole wouldn't have any meaning behind it if it didn't have the story of where it came from. That slow build-up was how those relationships formed to create this name. With that being said, I hope everyone enjoys reading it and can go on to do something similar. And then I can't read the last sentence because it'll spoil what is coming soon, and what this brand will mean pretty soon. But yeah, so now I'm gonna show you guys some of the inside and we'll go from there. Also, really quick, one of the main things that is just like, it's a me thing, but I feel like with every book, the spine gets better each time. So this is what the spine looks like now. It says, it's kind of blurry and it's not focusing, but it basically just says like Ice of Hell, very similar to here, and then it has the little one of the logos, and then it has my name. And if you compare it to my first book, it's just so crazy like how far we've came. And I'm gonna like put them all together at the end so you can see. But yeah, so we start off with like the first couple of pages, and it's all the like just like the title page, and then we go into copyright and then the dedication. So this book is dedicated to all the future legends, and never give up and keep dreaming. I know, cheesy, but I mean that's literally what this story is about, so I had to. And then the table of contents, I know this isn't like a big thing anymore, especially in fiction books, but I've seen so many places that people want to start bringing the table of contents back, so I did that. And there's 40 chapters within this book. And then after that we move on to what I think is the little quote page. So I think I'm gonna leave this up for surprise actually, but this is what it looks like, because this kind of just sets the scene. And we go straight into the prologue, which I love starting stories off, at least the beginning of the books, with like somewhere in the middle that kind of creates it all. So this is where Manny, Ben, and Copper all meet, and this is the bar fight that was talked about in the little description. And then from there we go on to see like how Ice of Hell forms and like everything leading up to the ending, and if they stay together or not. But yeah, there's not much more I could say because there's a lot of spoilers in this book. The biggest description and little hint I can give is like it's the story of a name and how a legacy was created. And my biggest piece of advice for this book, any of my books, is imagine it like a movie. Imagine scene changes. Sorry, Shelby's rubbing up against a tripod. Imagine scene changes and all of that fancy stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna put all the books together so you guys can see. And with that, I'm gonna show you guys the spines. They're not in order, but just so like, this is obviously the first one. This is the revamped version. Haunting Spot was too little to have a spine. It's there, just very, very tiny. And then, of course, the Ice of Hell spine. So yeah, this is definitely like my biggest trophy of how far I've came with this whole process. And as you guys probably already know, I do everything myself, so if there's errors or if something doesn't look right, I'm not a professional, but like this all by myself. And yeah, there is some errors, I know that, but you know what, there's nobody else to blame except me, and I'm not a pro, just a girl with a passion. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me put these down. Thank you guys so much for watching. I can't wait to start this new era, and coming soon there is going to be more surprises, and there's going to be more opportunities for you guys to get involved with being a part of Ice of Hell. Do with that what you will. Guys, I'm editing this right now, and I wanted to pop in and tell you what that was about. I don't know if you can still like see that, but I realized that there was blood on the book, and I was like, what the heck was that? And then I was like, oh my gosh, like I knew I was bleeding because I cut myself with my tripod somehow. But yeah, now I can officially say I put blood, sweat, and tears into this story. But that's what I was looking at, all confused. And yeah, I'm gonna end this video here. Thank you guys so much. Make sure to check out all the links in the description, especially this one, and I will see you guys in the next video. All right, bye y'all. So I'm out here shooting my photo shoot right now, and it's actually coming along better than expected. I have the star of the show here. Are y'all ready for this? This is the first time I'm showing it on camera. The lighting is so freaking good right now, except for this. Like, I don't know why it's reflecting off like this, but link in bio. Also go like the Instagram pictures that came from this. This is so exciting.